say Merry Christmas. My laptop is still doing laptop things. You know, it's a color iPad. Hopefully it works for us today. How are you all doing? I hope everyone's having a great Christmas day. Just pulling up the chat, everybody. Hang in there with me. I think I'd have this stuff prepared. I don't know what's going on here. So yeah, my Wi-Fi keeps jumping over to Ben's Wi-Fi, and Ben only has data Wi-Fi, like some kind of router, but where we're out of cell service, he doesn't have any connection either. So Starlink is the winner today. Where is the thing? Uno momento, por favor. There we go. Okay, so we got Vanlife with Brandon here. We got Ben in the house. Amanda's in the house. Ain't that. And Nova Scotia Bros in the house. Merry Christmas. Brandy's in the house. Kura Kira Queen. Merry Christmas from New Zealand. Well, Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas, Terry. How you doing? Shane is in the house. How you doing, Shane? Did you get the diesel heater figured out? Everything all running good? Shane was hooking up a battery to his heater finally. For those of you who watched the live stream where we installed a diesel heater in his SUV, I think he's officially got a battery back there. So, Jill Morgan, Merry Christmas. Sandy, hi, Merry Christmas from Chemainus. Nice, that's just a little ways down the road on the island. That's pretty cool. I need to get my diesel heater installed. Vanlife with Brandon. They're pretty simple, man. I have a few videos on like installing different ways, different diesel heaters in different ways, SUVs, vans, and stuff like that. And there's a lot of great knowledge out there on other videos as well. But make sure you install your diesel heater in your floor if you're going to go in that direction. The metal plate straight onto the floor. Marco, Merry Christmas from the Netherlands. Merry Christmas, Marco. Outland Harry is in the house. Merry Christmas, buddy. Nice to see you guys all here. 35 in the chat, 37 in the chat. Merry Christmas, everybody. R&B roaming, Merry Christmas. Bruce, how about I bring coffee tomorrow? That'd be sweet, actually. That'd be sweet. I'm not exactly sure exact of our location. I'd have to like send a pin somehow, and I can't do that without service. So, yeah. But yeah, that'd be awesome. We might even run into Campbell River tomorrow. I'm curious, for those locals who are around Campbell River, are there any fireworks going on for New Year's in Campbell River? And if so, where are they being held? I'd love to know. Donna's Road Trips is in the house. Merry Christmas, Donna. Tina, Merry Christmas, Tina. Turned my modem off. John P., Merry Christmas. In the sky, brother. Yeah, we got a rainy Christmas day going on here. I'm gonna clean my camera because apparently it's doing smooshy things. And it's just because it's not great. I don't know, it could be the lighting too. We're gonna try both of them. A little better. Good bit of lighting too, though. A little better. There we go. We're gonna take a little walk in a bit out, and I'll show you guys our setup here. It's quite hilarious, but it suits us, you know. We got a tarp, a stick holding it up in the middle, attached to both vans, generator running up front. It's pretty sweet. And I also want to point out and thank Ben for helping me charge my batteries. Apparently they were a lot lower than I thought they were. Currently we have a 15 amp charger hooked up to my front batteries that came from Outland Harry. Then Ben has his 10 amp NoCo charger plugged into my back battery. I have my 10 amp NoCo charger plugged into my back battery, and it's still taken, what, Ben, like a day and a half to charge up the batteries running off the generator. And they just hit full, like just. So we're gonna let them run and stay full for a little bit, and hopefully I think we might even install a shunt. Ben's gonna let me borrow his shunt to install into my system, so we can figure out how much power I'm drawing from my van on a daily use. I think it's gonna be quite up there. I'm thinking, like, you know, probably 300 watts consistently. My fridge is always going, my lights are always on, the diesel heater's always on. I'm always charging, like, my iPad, my laptop, and my phone. I have my Bluetooth mini speaker I charge a lot, and my headphones. So yeah, there's definitely a bit of a pull going on here for some power, for sure. What else is going on? There's my Christmas hat. I was trying to find it. Oh yeah, I'm definitely pulling some pretty good power, but it'd be nice to know what I'm pulling. I can tell what my batteries are, but I can't tell how much I'm pulling from them. Check it out, y'all. My Christmas hat. Yeah, Grimace. Grimace. This is a huge freaking thing. But yeah, Grimace. This actually might be better for lighting, honestly. Let me know. Da, 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 da. Yeah, rub. M Sabrina. Blessings to you, Bruce, and Merry Christmas to all. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you as well. Don't forget to hit the like. Thank you, Kira Queen. Vanlife Shorts. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas to you. Robert, how's the island life? It's alright. You know, it's a lot of rain, but we don't have any snow, so that's nice. Yeah. Let's see if I can roll this. But so far, island life has been nice. I can say that. It's not deathly cold outside, so that's a bonus. But yeah, lots and lots of rain. Charlene Wonderbird, Merry Christmas, Bruce. Merry Christmas to you as well. Hi Ben, my Wi-Fi uses cell service too. One of the drawbacks of relying on cell service in remote areas. Yeah, definitely. That's where Starlink takes the win. Anytime my cell phone drops out of service, I still have like full access to everything with Starlink. So it's a total game changer. As most of you guys know, like in the beginning of my channel, I had to stick around the city and like Walmart Wi-Fi, McDonald's Wi-Fi, and do like painful 8-hour to 6-hour uploads on public Wi-Fi. Ever since Vernon helped me get the Starlink, it has been a total game changer in my world, allowing me to go out places like this, travel, and still be able to keep in contact with everybody. Like literally, if I blew a tire or an engine on the side of the road, I could just set up my Starlink and let you guys know in real time, hey, this is where I live now. It's crazy for sure, man. Wouldn't have done it. Nice. MS Eagle 888. Merry Christmas. Susan, Merry Christmas. Very festive hat. Do you get much for solar this time of year? None. Um, so yeah, I haven't been getting like any solar at all, so that's been really kicking butt. Although I only have one solar panel on the roof. I'd like to eventually do my whole roof in solar panels, but that's gonna take some time to get there. I also need to upgrade my charge controller. That's a big part of my battery issues right now, because I do have 200 amp hours of battery. Technically, that should be fine, but I'm feeding it through a 30 amp charge controller, and unless I drive for a few hours each day, I don't get a charge. So, yeah, I'm really looking to upgrade to the 50 amp charge controller version of the one that I have now, and maybe even run 2 of them, or give the 30 amp charge controller to my dad, so we can eventually set him up with lithium, and then I can upgrade mine. We'll see how everything goes, but yeah, that'll be a bunch of new upgrades coming into the new year for stuff like that. That's the biggest issue. I love the way that Mr. Blur explained it. He explained it in the best way that made the most sense to me. It's like having a swimming pool, right? So your battery is your swimming pool, and you could have a big swimming pool, you could have a small swimming pool, don't matter. But it's how fast you can fill that swimming pool back up. So if you can drain, because like with a lot of people have 2,000 watt inverters. If you pull 2,000 watts from your battery, you're gonna be like, your battery's not going to last long. So you're going to drain that swimming pool very fast. And if you're only filling it up with a garden hose, there's no winning in that battle. And that's where I'm going through right now. So I have a swimming pool, like a 200 amp hour swimming pool, and I'm filling it with a garden hose. So, and our thought is that I'm pulling a lot more than what's going in, if that makes any sense. Susan Turner. Dishy can draw a lot of power also. Yeah, definitely the Starlink can pull a lot of power. And on top of everything else I'm running, that's why I have 200 amp hour front battery for the van, and then I have 200 amp hour lithium back battery for the house. Most times I'll end up running my Starlink off the front batteries, because I know when I start my van, they're going to get the first charge. And with 200 amp, well, I have 200 amp hours of AGM, but technically I can only use 100 amp hours of that, because you got to cut them in half. Science behind it. But anyway, with 100 amp hour roughly of battery just for Starlink, that seems to go pretty good overnight, or throughout my day or whatever I'm doing. But again, if I don't drive, there's no way of charging my system. And lately we've all been plugging into Ben's generator, so I think it's time for me to look at possibly getting a generator myself, just so we can keep up with the charging systems and all of that stuff, Obviously, yes, upgrade my charge controllers and stuff. That is a big part of it as well, but getting a generator so we can not have to rely on solar all the time would be a great upgrade as well. Chevy Compadre, Merry Christmas. Bruce, you need a 100 amp hour. You need a 100 amp RV converter and generator. Like my trailer set up, 100 amp hour charge your batteries pretty quick. Yeah, I know. 100 amp hour charger would be amazing. We're even looking into upgraded alternators and stuff. And then upgrading the charge controller as well. And man, if I can get a 100 amp hour like house plug charger, then I'd be rocking. Merry Christmas, Deborah. Hi, Ben. Yes, I'm hoping to eat good tonight. Heck yeah, I think we're having a Christmas barbecue here by the lake. We might end up even doing that on the live stream, depending on how long we go. Charisse Love, hi Bruce, hi everyone, and Merry Christmas. Well, Merry Christmas to you, Charisse. Kev C in the house, Merry Christmas. Put a thumbs up in Bruce's stockings. Thank you, Ben. I have a DC to DC and a 100 amp hour lithium battery for my IceCo fridge, and soon to be diesel heater and 2 LED lights. Yeah, so it adds up quick, Brandon, for sure. If in the beginning I was just running off of car batteries to make everything work, and it would charge quick, but I didn't have much capacity. And now with the same charge controller, I have a lot of capacity, and it doesn't charge so quick. So it's a whole bunch of upgrades all around. I'd love to get more than 200 amp hours of battery for my house. Maybe even say, like, I'd love to get like a 400 amp hour lithium battery setup for my house, and then have the 200 amp hour for the van. That would be sweet. But again, it comes down to how fast I can charge it. So I think the next step would be upgrading my charging system, and then look at the batteries. Just smash the like button. Thank you, Sharice. Just Hulk smash the like button. Heck yeah, Hulk smash. Might be a dumb question, but would a UV light on the solar panel help charge it? That'd be hilarious. I've thought of ways like that as well. I even thought about putting like a big magnifying glass in front of your solar panel. Like, would you get more solar? In theory, you know? I'm not a scientist or nothing, but we could possibly do it for redneck science if we get a big enough magnifying glass, is all I'm saying. Nomad Shoeless in Thailand. Merry Christmas. Well, Merry Christmas to you as well. Tracy, Merry Christmas. I will eventually get a better system for my ambulance. Heck yeah. Heck yeah, man. Power. That's where it's at, man. That's one of the bigger battles of van life, is having enough power. Once you have enough power for what you need, you're living pretty good. But it's getting to that point and then figuring out how much power. Because, I mean, even for me, for example, you know, in the beginning I didn't have much, so I didn't need much. All I needed to do was focus on running my diesel heater and charging my phone. Now I've got a phone, an iPad, a laptop, you know, like I said, headphones, Bluetooth speaker, fridge. I've got 6 lights right here, not to mention these things. You know, everything has power. Actually got a fan from Outland Harry sitting back there right now. I got the roof fan. What else is in here that takes power? So yeah, it adds up quick, you know. It adds up quick. And then in the winter time, like even right here, it's raining. It's not death cold, but you still want to keep that heater on just to, you know, stay warm. So you end up running your heater while you're charging your batteries. That was a question Shane had for me before. Like, can you run your heater while you're charging your batteries? And sure you can. I run my heater always, and my batteries are always in and out of charge. I also run my diesel heater all the time and then drive with my diesel heater on. I know a lot of people don't recommend it, but I've been doing it for years, and it's always worked out fine. So far, my diesel heater is 120 kilometers an hour certified. And so are my lights on the front of the van right now. Marco, the magnifying glass would burn a spot on your solar panel. Don't do it. That's kind of what I was thinking too, but this is my thought, right? So say if you got for example, I got a 200 watt solar panel, right? So if it's like a not really sunny day and you're pulling in, say, like 50 to 80 watts, something like that, right? And you were to put like a giant magnifying glass in front of your solar panel, would you be able to get at least to 200? Like, I'm not talking like a hot Arizona day with the sun beating down, put a magnifying glass, you probably burn a hole through your van. But you just like have it on that off day. Someone needs to do this. Yeah, he keeps his house at 37 degrees. Yeah, I do. Like even right now, my van is 28 degrees right now. 28 degrees. I just realized I'm wearing the same dang shirt as yesterday. Let me change. Uno momento. Let me change. Such is van life, you know. You know. Hang on a second there, folks. I got a shirt for y'all. You watch this. You watch this. Ha! It's a gray shirt, so anybody that doesn't watch the live stream to this point won't even realize. Check it out, man, the van nut. Go check him out on YouTube. He also made me a shirt as well, which is really cool. Thank you for that, brother. Would the UV light use less power than it would? Yeah, that's very true. Would the UV light use more power than it generates? That's a good question. My hat. It's Christmas. You know? Where's the lights? There's the lights. Merry Christmas. But if he leaves it on and he drives, heater blows out. Yeah, it's probably not set up either properly. That would be my guess. Seems to be the case over there. My heater has never had an issue while I'm driving. Like I say, I've had my heater running while I'm doing like 120 on the highway. Never had an issue. It's all about how you install them, you know. Some people got it, some people don't. That's all I can say. Randy, diesel heaters use 39 watts once light. Don't interrupt the charging. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you were charging your battery with like 30 watts, that might be an issue. But as long as you're charging more than 30 watts, then, you know, it's gonna get some kind of charge in there. Well, my heater only pulls 7 watts on low after startup. Nice, Shane. You got a good one. You got a good one. That's one of them Chrome heaters, man. Hang on to that puppy. Last heater I got from Chrome, shit, that worked for the longest time. If you have a real big magnifying glass and hold it a couple meters above your full panel. Yes, it's all about the M2 of the sun. You can get. Yeah, see, I think Marco's saying that we might have a chance of doing something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's something, somewhere along the line of making sense here, you know? Thank you, Marco. We need to look at getting ourselves a giant magnifying glass. I've got like a 10-foot ladder. We could set something up. It's a lot of engineering for extra solar, but I'm willing to do it. Yeah, exactly, Randy. I've seen exhausts literally pointed forward. Or in front of wheels, also. If it's in front of the wheel, it's just going to get full of crap. I showered today. Happy Pants. Merry Christmas. Oh, Happy Pants is in the chat. Merry Christmas, you bunch of filthy Vanlifers. I'm completely jealous, though. You'll be here soon. You'll be here soon. Hey, Ben and Randy. Happy, any progress on your van yet? Would you do nuclear power? We were actually talking about, like, pulling in crazy amounts of power, because, like, there's an alternator that has, like, 370 amps or something like that, like the McMahon alternator. And I was like, man, what kind of charge controller would you need for that thing? And when you start your van up, it'd be like a nuclear power plant. Just starts humming and glowing. That's some serious power at all. 370 watts on an alternator. That's what I'm talking about. Battery's charged like by the time your van warms up in the morning. Merry Christmas, Kevin. So, Merry Christmas to all. Merry Christmas to you too. Jacqueline Jeffries, Merry Christmas. I hope you guys are all having a great day. Your battery can only charge at max 200 amps. Okay, so then, but if, this is where homework comes in. Thank you. Marco, Matt, Mr. Blur has actually mentioned that to me before about the 200 amp limit. I'm gonna dream up some kind of like super power system that would, you know, dude, but still 200 amps going back to the batteries would charge it so fast. Oh my god. Yeah, I need some I need some serious charge controllers. I got to jump out, buddy. Got stuff. Hey, thanks for dropping by, Harry. I hope you guys are all having a good Christmas. Kevin, I'm surprised with computer printing that nobody has created a sustainable motor. Yeah, they can do some pretty crazy stuff with computer printing, like 3D printing and stuff. I have a 3D printed wolf on my dash, actually, that came from the Van Nut himself. I have a dual high output alternator on the diesel engine, so fast charge. Nice. Heck yeah, man. Yeah, I know my alternator's struggling for sure. All of my gauges like bounce anytime I even turn on my indicator light. God forbid I run my speakers, then it's really not happy. But yeah, you know, upgrading the alternator, the charge controllers and stuff like that is definitely one of the next steps. Yogi Princeton, Merry Christmas, my friend, to you and Dad. Well, thank you. Merry Christmas to you as well. John P, you have to use crazy thick copper wires to move that many amps. Absolutely. I actually upgraded all of my batteries under my hood, like for power wires, like all of the negatives, all of the positives, to kind of prep for something like this. If I need to go bigger wires for certain things, like a 200 amp charge, then I would definitely do that, because I want to keep everything happy and not like melt the van down with that much power. Mr. Blur warns me all the time about, like, you know, even having a 200 amp hour battery. It's not your typical car battery. It definitely holds more of a punch. You do not want to stick your tongue on that puppy. Some days out here wouldn't even need to drive. Yeah. Kevin, make it have a crank. I'm pushing winter to visit BC, Canada, and Vancouver Island. Yeah, Vancouver Island next winter, Brendan. That'd be sweet, man. Yeah, it's beautiful here for sure. I'm really hoping to be down in like Arizona or something, somewhere warm for next winter. That is the goal for us. Yeah, I'd love that, you know. I get a vision of all of us hanging out, you know, near a beach or on a desert somewhere warm for next Christmas. That is my next goal. Heck yeah. Just gotta work hard this year to make that happen. As all. We can do it. Yeah, Ben, I hear you. It's really windy out here lately. Yeah. It's nice here in Arizona. Remember, the charge controller draws about double what it puts out. If you maxing your alternator all the time, I expect smoke. Yeah, exactly. That's why I definitely want to upgrade my alternator for sure. My alternator wasn't, you know, doing the best when I first started with this van. Like, my gauges have always kind of done the weird things. I think it's some kind of ground as well, but I'm thinking like it has to be in the gauge cluster maybe, or in the main computer harness or fuse panel, because like I say, all of the big wires, I've upgraded all the, like even the wire going from the fuse panel to the battery on the van itself, upgraded that wire, all the grounds, upgraded all of those. So, because I was chasing that, you know, looking for what would stop that gauge jump, but it might just come down to me having a weak alternator, and I think that's what it is. Or, like I said, a wire in between the fuse and the gauge cluster. We'll look into that eventually. Because it doesn't really bother me too much, but it would be nice to have a proper, accurate reading on my fuel gauge, instead of just like relying on when it stops wiggling, then I know I'm out of fuel. And do a video be like Walter White and just sit there cranking it for a live stream. Oh, I'm getting texts. I can't see them right now, they're on my phone. Borealis Nights, I'm late. I can't believe y'all started without me. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas to you, and thank you for joining. Victron has a nice demo video of blowing up an alternator with charging lithium. Yeah, and when lithium tries to explode, that ain't no joke. They're a lot serious than people realize. Like, say if you got your lithium battery in your van and you're like working around it trying to build stuff, if you puncture that lithium battery with a nail or a screw or anything like that, run. Because, oh my god, yeah, I've seen a few videos like that as well. Like with lithium batteries getting overcharged, them getting punctured, it doesn't take much and those things become an inferno, and there's really nothing you can do. Like even dunking them in water, hitting them with a fire extinguisher, when you got that much power running, it's not gonna matter. That's why the more serious I go with my power system, the more serious I'm going to go with the wires. If we need to upgrade any of the wires, then it needs to happen. There's no two questions about it. It's not the battery that blows up, it's the alternator. Yeah, either way, upgrade all of it. Need a last minute Christmas gift for Bruce. Hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you, Ben. That's a good thought. Shiny nickel blades. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Robert, Merry Christmas. I hope you got to enjoy a nice Christmas dinner. Are there churches that put 9-hour... What? Are there churches that put on dinners for those that are not able to make one for themselves, or I'm pretty sure Vancouver Island does stuff like that. I know, like, even the food banks and stuff, people were talking about, like, going and getting hampers for Christmas. So I'm sure that, even Campbell River itself probably does something for the homeless during Christmas. It's a pretty giving time of year, for sure, so I think that, they would have something like that put in place for them. I know, like, even when we were in Nanaimo, there was a peace officer that came up to us, and they were trying to, like, get, question stuff and, like, how they can help the homeless stuff and everything like that. For the most part, we were just telling them, like, we're good. Definitely go check on a few other people who are in a worse situation. But, yeah, I think they're trying to help, for sure. Lithium will take very high charge rates and will cause an unprotected alternator to give more than it has. And then, gaboof, everything's gone, right? It's scary. It's scary. Power's scary, for sure. That's why I'm glad that I got people like Mr. Blur around me. Ben has even taught us a lot about the charge controller that I have. So yeah, having the right people around when you're dealing with electricity is very important. For mechanical stuff, you guys know, I'll pull a transmission out right in the middle of a street and switch it back in. Doesn't bother me at all. Hooking up batteries in a certain way, I make sure Mr. Blur is over my shoulder anytime I mess with my stereo wires, which I'm going to do here soon. I'm going to reroute them and change stuff around. But anytime I'm doing stuff like that, I like to have him over my shoulder just to kind of smack me on the back of the head if I'm doing something wrong, which happens a lot. Sharon, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. You just need high amp 110 to 12 charger and generator for while you're sitting. Yeah, for sure. I've even seen them put, like, even a 220 alternators, like, even something like that, because you got to take out of account of what the van uses on the set by, like, just running on its own. So I don't know, it's at, like, probably 50 amps, the lights and the relays and all of that fancy stuff. I'm guesstimating, by the way, don't quote me on my numbers, definitely don't do that. But yeah, I think even a 200 amp alternator would probably be pretty good, but we'll see. We'll do the numbers on it, and we'll come up with some really cool system for my van where, it's getting a rapid charge. You had a Blue Eddy. Yeah, I thought Shane did have a Blue Eddy. Susan, Merry Christmas. Just to clarify, a LiPo 4 battery is actually very safe. Do not confuse them with the lithium-ion batteries as in cell phones, etc. Yeah, I don't exactly know the difference very well between the LiPo 4 batteries and the lithium batteries. I assume that they're very similar, but I know there's got to be a difference, because why would they call them a different thing? But yeah, I just haven't gotten that far down through the research yet. But I will get there, I'm sure. Some last night said there was free pizza in town today. Oh, what? Yeah, I forgot about that. I screenshotted that, Ben. Let me go just check that out right quick. I remember that. Something about free pizza. Let's see. Yeah, so it's called, write this down, Ben. Grab a pen or something. I'll give you a second. It's called In Campbell River. FRATELLI is giving away free pizza. Just need to phone in. Check it out, Ben. Mr. Blair, if you're watching, check it out, man. You know, maybe running into town for some free pizza. Ah! Pizza. Who doesn't love pizza? I told you the dog. Oh yeah, his dog spilled water all over his Blue Eddy unless we killed it. That's a bummer. Rosa, Merry Christmas from Boston, Massachusetts. Well, Merry Christmas to you. How's the weather down there? You guys have a white Christmas? Michael, have you seen H-calorie diesel heaters? I come in a self-contained box and require very little. I don't like those self-contained diesel heaters in the box. Like, they're nice in their own sense, but if you're going to install them in a van, a lot of them are just not built for that. For example, the Standalone diesel heaters that, you know, everyone sees that Beaver sells. Everyone knows my opinions on Beaver. But anyway, the Standalone unit is not meant for travel or driving in a van, because the fuel tank is on top of your diesel heater. If at any chance you get a spill or a leak or anything, you spill some diesel putting it into your fuel tank, where does it go? It goes all down over your fuel tank, and what's underneath your fuel tank is your heater. That leaves the diesel running all over your your heater, and even if you try and be careful with it, you're still gonna get some splashing. Trust me. I've seen way too many cases of those Standalone units, even the lower ones, where their wiring harnesses on the diesel heaters are completely trashed because diesel got on it and just ruined it. So yeah, be very careful with those things. That's why I always take them out of the Standalone units and then install them directly into the floor. As many of you have seen in one of my recent videos, Chrome from Vanlife gave me 5 diesel heaters. First thing I did with those puppies is I took them all out of their Standalone unit cases and installed them into floors properly, not into the Standalone case. But I did keep all of the parts, like all of the fuel pumps, all the fuel lines, all of the wiring harness. They were fairly new heaters, so the wiring harnesses weren't hurt or nothing on those. But you could still see a little bit of spillage from them, even just transporting them from Chrome Shop to the Walmart parking lot where we were in Amanda's car. There was still a little bit of trickle that came down and got onto the heater, but I did catch it and cleaned it up right away. But yeah, make sure you keep an eye on those. So yeah, as for the H-calorie diesel heaters, they're probably good. I'm not going to say that they're not, but if you're planning on installing it in a vehicle, please take it out of that Standalone case and just install it properly. The Standalone cases can be nice because they're a little compact and stuff, but it's just not meant for travel. LiPo LiPo 4 is what folks install for power systems. I've seen stuff where they shoot them with a rifle and they continue to work with no drastic failures. No way. The reason even Tesla uses lithium ion is because they have a higher energy density. Okay, that's cool information. So you can literally shoot a LiPo 4 battery and it won't explode. I'm definitely going to do some research on that for sure. I'm going to screenshot that as well. That's great information, Borealis mates. Thank you very much for that. Because yeah, I know with the lithiums, if you even poked that puppy with a nail, like I said, run. You don't want nothing to do with that. Mr. Blur is probably sleeping. I can see that. You back in North Van, Shane? Yeah, I think Shane is back over on the mainland now. Turns out it's my EGR, not the sensor. Well, it was the sensor, but now it's the EGR. Dang. GTA 6, there is a van with a car back and with a trunk. It is an extended van. Oh, that's cool. GTA 6, man, that's a good game. That is a good game. I used to love gaming so much. It's craziness. I had to give it up. I had to. It took over my life. Not a big video game guy for sure, but video games and TV, I can't be around them because I'll get sucked in and I won't do anything. So yeah. But oh man, I love games, racing games like GTA, Forza. Just countless hours and days on Gran Turismo back into the day. Video games, love them. 70 people in the chat. This is great, guys. This is great. I'm gonna turn on my light again. There we go. Oh, it's almost too much, isn't it? Isn't it? I think this moves. I thought. It's so bright. Ugh. Oh, now I can't see anything. I looked into the light. Why did I do that? Wow. That's so bright. Oh my god. Okay, while my eyes adjust, we're gonna go for a quick walk around the campsite and show you guys what we got working right now to keep out of the rain. The rain seems to have calmed down for a second, so maybe this might be my break to show you guys around outside and show you the view we got going on here for Christmas, you know. I'm standing where Blur. Show us your setup. Thank you. Angie, Merry Christmas. Aaron, Merry Christmas. And Susan, how are the dogs doing in the rain? Winston hates it. Oh yeah, the dogs here hate the rain too. There's no doubt about it. But we have a little tarp set up, so thankfully they can kind of get out and stretch their legs a bit. But yeah, don't drop everything. Oh my god. Okay, there we go. Going outside, everybody. Chickadee, check this out, man. You know, we got it all set up here. I got my van right there. We got the tarp going across to Ben. Got a generator in the background going. We got a nice lake view from our windows, which is pretty sweet. Mr. Blur right here. And my dad's van right there. He's in there relaxing, hanging out. Yeah, check out this view. So I was actually parked up on these rocks right near the water the first night. So these rocks here, my front tire and my back tire. And they're not small rocks. They're actually pretty big rocks. But it was just when I needed to level out, sit right here and have this view for the first night that I was here. Pretty sweet. Like, look at this view. You can see snow up in the mountains over here, right there. But it's a little ways away, so we're hoping it stays up there and it stays nice and, well, not snowy here. We can deal with the rain, but the snow is a different story. We even had to put an umbrella on the generator because it's raining so much, you know? Kind of cute though. We got Christmas lights in the front of my van. And they're lit up, but it's daytime so you can't see them. But yeah. Pretty cool. We got Starlink up on the roof. Rocking. And our whole squatter city tarp house for Christmas going on. Pretty sweet. We got this sketchy looking pole thing holding up the tarp. And this here hanging off my hinge, holding up the tarp. This could fall off at any time and cut someone in half. Who knows? It's a Russian roulette when you're trying to get into the van. You know, you're gonna move quick and just jump right in. Let's get back in here. Oh, hang on a minute, everybody. Holy jumpins. Okay. So yeah, that's the setup we got going on, you know. It's pretty sweet, I think. That's perfect. Thank you, Amanda. Someone in the chat said they have a generator for you. Merry Christmas. What? Who got a generator for me? Did I miss that? If I missed you guys' comment, please be sure to drop them in again. That'd be sweet. I hooked my diesel heater to a 10 amp 110 volt to 12 converter, and it would not start. I'm thinking I may need to go back to 15 amp. It's a new one. Oh, really? So I've run the heaters off of the Jackery 10 amp 12 volt socket. This is the cigarette lighter socket thing. I've run them off the Jackeries, but off of the Costco brand power stations, it wouldn't run it, and it still says a 10 amp and that it would, but it wouldn't. So yeah, maybe some of them are just built a little different on the internals and aren't truly a 10 amp, but yeah. Starting up that diesel heater definitely takes a bit of power. Howdy everyone, and hi Angie. Beautiful view. I know, right? It's a little unconventional for Christmas, but I think it's beautiful in its own way. Let it snow, let it snow. No way, Shane. Keep the snow away from me. Cheap rolling. I finally hit 1K subscribers. Congratulations. That's a big accomplishment. Heck yeah, man. Only up from here. Only up from here. Keep on putting in that work. I've been that gray can. That gray van. Sweet. Heck yeah, Van. Great setup. Thank you. The bright lights, thinking of an old manufacturing mean. Yeah, I definitely shouldn't have looked at the lights. They have to be 120 watt 10 amp to work. I did the research. Nice. Heck yeah, Shane. 120 watt. Yeah. Because I've even seen diesel heaters on startup jump up to like 140, 150 watts, just for the glow plug itself. After that, it comes back down to like 30 or under. But yeah, the glow plug definitely pulls a lot of power on startup. Alberta and Stella, Merry Christmas to you. Yeah, that's why. Well, dang it. But yeah, this is the Jackery's is 12 volt 10 amp. I don't know what watts, but oh, my neck is stiff. Also slept weird. I love the video this morning with your dad. Yeah, that was pretty cool. So yeah, I realized that it must be an upgrade to YouTube, but now you can do 3-minute shorts and I know a lot of people don't have a long attention span. So I think some of the videos I'm going to try and convert into like a 3-minute short, just for them to kind of flick through and see what the video was about. And from for the videos going on from here, I'm going to try and make like a 3-minute short of what happened in that video, and then the video as normal also. So it's pretty cool, 3-minute short. But you can't put any music in a 3-minute short. It has to be 60 seconds or under to put music into a short. I learned that. It was pretty cool. Upgrades. It's 120 on your Jackery. Nice. Love that too. Thank you. She lights up on everything. I'm glad you have a tarp for community purpose. It was going to be my suggestion, like a camp, kitchen, or fire. Yeah, we wanted to have a fire, but there's just, everything is just soaking wet out here. There's not even a chance for it. But a barbecue is definitely possible here soon. We were even talking last night about, you know, eventually me getting a little oven and stove for my van. I think I found the spot for it. I think it's gonna go right in my power box right there. Yeah, I gotta do some measuring and stuff to make sure it'll fit, but it's either that or sitting it right here on my countertop. I think right here would be a much nicer spot, but we will see. I'm glad that made you guys laugh, me jumping in behind the logs. Chris! What really, that's perfect. 3 minutes. Yeah, I know, right? It's pretty cool. CDN buddy. Merry Christmas to all. Vanlife subs. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you as well. I am correct. Am I correct thinking I saw it takes 10 million views to get a monetized short? No, definitely not. Because I don't have anywhere close to 10 million views in total of my entire channel. And I'm monetized, so yeah, definitely not. Do you cut down trees for firewood? Mainly, I don't think we're allowed to technically cut trees down without a wood permit or something like that. So for us, we would just rely on like deadfall, you know, walking around, seeing a tree falling already. Most times we're looking for the really dry ones anyway, so we want it to be we want it to have fallen a long time ago, and stuff like that. But yeah, with so many trees around and so much deadfall around, Vancouver Island, we've never needed to buy wood. It's just getting there on a dry day. On the wet days, you're forced. You got no other choice to buy wood. But luckily, we haven't had to do that yet. I lost a link to help. Oh, okay. I'll try and get that link to you, Alberta and Stella. It's definitely coming up time to get on doing stuff like that for sure. Because like I say, I want to do more dedicated videos to certain things, just to make it easier for editing and also easier to follow along with the video. So things like when I do go to do my exhaust, you know, I'm going to make that video in its own, like doing a full exhaust front to back, or however we do it. But yeah, as for the firewood and stuff, we just deadfall. Thanks, Ben, for dropping that link in there, brother. Greatly appreciate that. That gave me quite the chuckles this morning. I needed. I haven't had a. Nice. I'm glad that can make you laugh, Alberta and Stella. If you need to monetize a channel, your shorts need to. Oh yeah, that makes sense. I see that. Your channel, if you want to monetize a channel, your short needs 1 million views in 30 days if your channel is monetized. Really? Okay. Get paid for the shorts as compared to your vlogs. So no, I haven't seen any like wow from any kind of short ever. The shorts usually don't pay as much just because it's watch time. That's what they rely on, is a lot of watch time so they can put ads in, all of that stuff. So with watch time, basically, you know, making up how we get our paid through YouTube. With the shorts, 30 seconds, a minute, that's not gonna pay. Same as live streams, honestly. For whatever reason, I noticed that the live streams don't pay nearly as much as an actual video. So yeah, just a little note on that. I look forward to your videos. Well, thank you, Alberta and Stella. I think I missed something back here. Have you have more storage for wood and small wood stove, like lol, pallet stoves might be buildable. You can make a small pizza in one. That'd be cool. I don't know about a pellet stove though. Just not my style. You know, I grew up with a wood stove, but I just think a van is entirely too small to be trying to heat up with a wood stove. For, you know, multiple reasons. It needs a lot of space. You gotta cut a huge hole in your roof. I didn't even like cutting a hole for my roof fan, but it was needed. Yeah, and you gotta clean it out all the time. You open the door, you're gonna get everything smelling like smoke on the inside. It works for some people. I just wouldn't go that way. For me personally, I like the diesel heater, or eventually the gas heaters, and the propane for heat. Because I want a hot water shower in my van eventually, and that's going to be run on propane. So to have my stove run on propane just kind of makes sense, you know what I mean? Just a quick shout out to Belgium before going to bed. Midnight here. Hey, thank you for joining, Samuel. How's the weather, Belgium? And thanks for joining. Have a good night if you're not staying on much longer. Reason lives don't pay much, as views after the fact are much lower. Then yeah, that is very true. Very true. Have you ever panned some sort of waters? Have you ever panned some of the waterways you come across? Like for gold, you mean, Kevin? No, I haven't. Not at all. Be cool to get a gold pan though, because I would definitely try that here and there. I wouldn't be like big into it, but if I had like a little swoosh pan or whatever, I'd definitely check out some spots, you know. Be cool to come across some little pieces of gold and whatnot. That'd be cool. Like over the years, like so slowly kind of build them up in little spots that I find it. But gold is one of those things that I've never really had interest in, because it's another thing about me being not money motivated. It's gold that I would never attach to that gold rush kind of thing. Like it's a cool material. Like you can find it in the earth. That's cool. But its value really means nothing to me. It's just like a nice yellow rock. Weather is crap and rainy. Yeah, we've got that here too, Samuel. Yeah, sitting under tarp for Christmas, buddy. That's how it is. I totally love an oven in my Ambo eventually. Love baking and cooking. That would definitely keep me happy. Yeah, I know. I think I would bake a lot more than I cook on the stove, for sure. You know, even for making bread and stuff like that. Like I grew up with my dad making bread. I'd love to be able to make bread in my van, or even muffins on the top of a mountain, pizzas. I can see myself using an oven a lot more than top burner stove on a frying pan or whatnot. But yeah, eventually. Alberta's. Oh, thank you, Ben. Marco, does YouTube pay you the same for view time on older videos? Yes, I believe so. What are you doing with your ceiling in your van? I'm not too sure. Eventually I'm going to cover it with something, but I've got a couple ideas rolling around in my head. somebody on a live stream mentioned like it'd be cool to get some graffiti artists to come in and like do something neat on your roof, and I agree, that would be sweet. So I'm open for that if an artist wants to reach out and maybe meet up and do something like that. But yeah, I'm not too sure. Definitely gonna look at covering it soon, but yeah, eventually. What are you doing? Imagine finding an ounce nugget, the water washed it. That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. First time you find a gold flake in the pan, you will catch gold fever. I highly doubt that, but it would be pretty cool. More than likely, even if I found an ounce nugget of gold, it would end up sitting on my shelf in my van, rolling around for a couple years before I actually went in and brought it to someone to get it valued. I don't think I would be that type of person to catch gold fever at all. A lot of people think about things a lot different than me, I believe. I do have him linked. Oh, cool. Tina, got to go. Christmas supper is ready. Have a good barbecue later on. Well, thank you for joining us, Tina. I hope you enjoy your supper. Yeah, my OCD would never let me leave. Wow, another man who can make bread that is rare. Heck yeah, it's one of the things I grew up with my dad doing, was doing a lot of baking. And I gotta say, to feed this guy, I think bread was the only logical solution, honestly. Because even while he was making bread, I would eat like 2 loaves and then go to sleep. I can eat a lot when I do eat. It's insane. I hate to even like start eating a bunch, because then next thing you know, it never stops. It just doesn't. And I've got a high metabolism, so you'd never know that I ate a lot. Like, literally. I could eat like 17 meals a day and it would make a difference. Homemade bread is the best smell in the world. Absolutely. Paint it black with some glow-in-the-dark paint. That'd be pretty cool. I was thinking about just painting it black and then just kind of leaving it flat, like just as, not a flat black, but just a black. And then eventually in the future, if I come across an artist that wants to do something on my ceiling, you know, I'd be open to it then as well. And it gives a nice blank black canvas for them to work from. We are going to be taking these Optigon lights down. We might get the 12-volt version, but I definitely need to return these to Chrome, and then he can use them on his shop or whatnot. But they pull so much power, I could not believe it. When I plugged it into the Jackery, my mind was blown. It was craziness. So yeah, they're not going to be able to work for me at all. I'd raise you fresh baked cinnamon bun smell, Amanda. John P., if you woke up rich tomorrow, what in your life would you change, if anything? I would travel a lot more, honestly. I'd make sure my dad is set up, that he wouldn't have to like worry about anything anymore. That'd be my main number one, you know. But other than that, it would be just to travel, and to be able to travel. Like if I woke up like super rich and I was able to travel with my friends, you know, and see us all kind of get ahead in life, that'd be beautiful. But yeah, I don't think anything would drastically change in my life. Like if I woke up with $1 million in the bank, I'm not gonna go get a Ferrari. They're cool, but I'd never want one. It's just a headache to me. I'd be happy with the same van that I have right now. I'd make everything work 10 times better. I'd regain my power steering pump. But for the most part, yeah, I live pretty much the same life that I live right now. Just, you know, travel a lot more. That would be the biggest thing for me. And now that I have my passport, I'm just itching to travel outside of Canada, and you know, that would make that possible. You know, I wish I had that metabolism. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I could do anything I want, and I still don't gain any weight. That hexagon light on your roof looks cool, but it's kind of impractical, isn't it? No, actually, I love it. Like, it's super bright. If only it didn't take so much power, I would run it a lot more. But yeah, it pulls way too much power for my van. Only man can't do is bear children. Big bread too easy. Hey, yeah, we definitely can't do that, I guarantee you. Too true. Accommodated senior. I watched all of them over time. I could use another YouTube account. How many times do you think you have said life is the most precious? Oh, I don't think there's an amount of times that I've said things. It's just ongoing, you know. That originally started with my dad saying that to me when I was younger. You know, life is the most precious thing you have, and regardless on what you're doing in life, you know, make sure that you're enjoying your time and with the people that you enjoy being around. And that's always kind of stuck with me, and that's why I say it at the end of my videos. You know, never give up on living life. Like, dude, I've slept in ditches, under bridges, you know, and regardless on what my day looked like the next day or what I had to go through to sleep that night, you wake up and it's another day. You know, you get to try again. Mind you, I was like hitchhiking across Canada and traveling when I was doing that. But yeah, you know, regardless on what situations we find ourselves in, life is the most precious thing we have. We can't afford to go pay cash for a new car, but still own a 13-year-old Prius. Heck yeah, Alberta, that's the way to do it. I don't like the newer vehicles anyway. So, like, honestly, even if I won like a 2024 Z71 Camaro, like, more than likely I'd take it for a rip, no doubt. Like, I'd burn probably half the first set of tires off, but I'd end up selling it because it's too much. It's too much maintenance, and also I like old school. Like, overall, like, if I were to sell the 2020 whatever version of a Camaro, I can get like 6 old school Camaros, man, you know? So it's just who I am. I'm the kind of guy that put a $10,000 engine in a $1,000 '84 Cutlass Supreme. That's my style. I don't think that'll ever change. Come to Kentucky, that'd be sweet. You should make a clip video of all the times you ran over. All of the times, over and over in different settings. That would be hilarious, actually. I think Bruce would haul a trailer with a nice race car. That's the goal, man. That's the goal. You know, that would be me as a millionaire. I'd be broke after that year because racing ain't cheap either, you know what I mean? But yeah, it would be super cool to have a race car towing behind my van and just go racing every weekend, you know? Oh, that's the dream. Yeah. But a couple engines in and you're like, I need to get rid of this bit. I need to get rid of this thing. By the way, Bruce, about the iPad I mentioned yesterday, it occurred to me it's blue. It'll match your van. That's sweet. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Thank you so much for that. Nice senior would love to know how to do that, never learning that as grew up and went through 20 years home. Was never anywhere long enough. Yeah, jumping around definitely sucks growing up and stuff like that. We actually did a bit of that as well. You keep that nasty 4-letter mouth chain. What did the chain say? Oh, the S word. Crystal's in the house. Merry Christmas, Crystal. If Mr. Blur pops out, I'll make sure that he brings the puppies over so you guys can say hi. Keep it on your side of the ocean, Shane. Life and love is the most precious things we have. Absolutely. I don't like the push button start cars nowadays. I know, or the cars that like come to a red light and then shut off. My brain just giggles every single time because I'm like, this guy's gonna be in for a starter in 2 weeks. My Prius was first brand new car I had. 16 kilometers on it when I drove it off the lot, and now it has 136,000. Still though, that's not bad for kilometers, you know. I don't think I've ever owned too many cars that had 136,000 kilometers on it. So you still got lots of time to drive that thing yet. Yeah, that's great kilometers. Cast iron block, aluminum heads are okay, but definitely cast iron block. Yeah, heck yeah. Aluminum block is cool, like for lightweight and stuff like that. But I mean, when you start pushing some serious horsepower, everyone goes back to a stronger block. Man, I miss building engines. Like, no one understands. Seriously. Like, just being in the engine shop environment, like, around race cars and stuff. That's why I want to head south so bad. You know, it's, yes, for the weather, for sure. But mainly it's to be around the environment of race cars. Like, no one understands how much that means to me. I'd literally live on a racetrack. I wouldn't even care. Waking up to freaking cars ripping down the racetrack every morning. That's like some people waking up to birds chirping in the woods. That's my type of relaxation. Hey dude, who would you say was most influential in your life? Probably my dad for sure. My dad's been through hell and back, and and to catch him without a smile on is a very rare day. Obviously, we all have our bad days, but for the most part, he has one of the best spirits that I've ever seen. He's 70 years old, jumped right back into living in a van, no issues, just loving life. And even before that, just whatever he does, he loves it. If it's walking along the beach looking for sticks to make into a cane, or making the cane, or just hanging out with good friends, he's always had a smile on his face, and he's never turned anybody down for like a meal or anything like that. That's one thing growing up for sure. Like, I had a lot of misfit friends, and a lot of them were people that were in trouble, and he would be right there to open our home up and make sure if we had a loaf of bread, we were all getting a slice, so it's just the type of guy he is. So for sure, my dad has definitely been the most influence for me, and I'm very blessed to have him in my life because, I've seen the other side of this parent spectrum. My mother was like not even worth talking about. That's how bad she was. Don't want to go down that road, but yeah, I'm definitely blessed to have my dad because he totally changed the way that a person would have thought if he had grew up in the environment that I grew up in. And he was able to change my mind and show me that, regardless of what you see around you, things can get better. You just gotta never give up. So, retired, still. I was so mad when my hubby sold his 77 Trans Am that he owned from day one because I couldn't reach the gas pedal. Oh no. 77 Trans Am, beautiful. See, that's my type of cars. Bruce towing a race car, Matthew towing a Jeep. The new Vanlife is using your how to tow vehicle. Yeah, I think a race car is way better than a Jeep, though. I mean, because you can go off-roading in a van. Name somewhere I can't go with this van. Shit, I'll go. But as for going fast, that's something that, you could do in a van, I'm sure, but unless you got a 632 big block with some nitrous and like a 4.9-inch and a whole lot of transmission, that ain't gonna be possible. You can race when people say you can't race a house, I'll show you. I race my house every day. Let another van lifer pull up next to me. I'm like, you want to go at this light? Me and Mr. Blue do it pretty often, actually. Pull up next to me, you'll roll down the window, and I'll just yell at him, I used to drag back here in high school. On green, I'm going for it. He's ego boost, so he beats me every time, but still, it's not besides the point. It's the whole, it's fun. That's my mom too. She goes right next. Yeah, exactly. I feel that Alberta and Stella for sure. Kelly, hello Kelly. You can't go to the moon in the Vanverse. We could put a moon tune in it and try. Once I saw a house doing donuts. I once saw a house doing donuts. Yeah, you know. If you know, you know. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, listen, I used to drive a 5-ton curtain side truck that was a manual in the city, and I would drift that thing in the wintertime. Listen, if she's sliding, I'm gonna go with it. When you have an understanding of drifting, it means a whole different thing, And once you realize that it's gonna actually help you in skid recovery, like all of those people that I see on the highways, like take a little slide and then boom in the ditch, they don't practice skid recovery. There's been so many times where I've been literally drifting to avoid accidents and regained control and was able to fully drive out of that situation unscratched without even anybody, in a panic, because I was able to regain control of a skid. So it's very important. You see kids driving around and drifting in parking lots and stuff, but just know, that's actually benefiting them. And if they're in an open parking lot and there's no one around to harm, just let them be. Just let them do their thing. It will definitely benefit them in the future. Also, thank you for the great questions here tonight. Anybody else has got any questions for me, be sure to drop them into the chat. And if I don't get to it, drop it again. If I did, that just means I didn't read it. I'm too slow. Alberta and Stella gotta find where you can go, Bruce. What's your New Year goal? Is it used to get to Trump land? Just to get to Trump land. Yeah, that's one of my goals for this new year, is to definitely travel outside of Canada, for sure. That's one of my big goals. It's been one of my goals for my entire life, but this year it's coming pretty close to being able to make it possible. It's just a financial thing right now. And I've said before, I'll walk if it comes to it. Let that weather warm up. If I ain't ready, I'm going either way. But yeah, other than that, I really want to focus on posting a lot more this year. I'm in my mind, it's a bit ridiculous, but I think it's possible as long as I spread it out. And I'm not talking in terms of like full videos. I'm talking like even if it's a short that day or a post or a live stream. Mainly full videos, but regardless, I'd like to really focus on posting something or anything at least once a day, every single day this year. That is my overall goal. Whether it's in the YouTube membership side or the YouTube side of it itself, I want to post something every single day this year, and that's my goal. So I'm going to try and really make that happen. Like I say, even if it's just a short and that's my day, at least want to post something, because seeing last year's review from YouTube and that I did like 200 and some odd uploads this year, there's only 365 days in a year. And I feel like if I really apply myself, I could make 365 uploads in 1 year possible. So we'll see. Check me on that too, everybody. Definitely. If you see me not posting for a few days, be like, hey man, we haven't heard from you. A lot of you guys do, and I really appreciate that. But sometimes we all need that push. Do a live stream. Jeffy also came on. Nice. Jeffy Bears live. If you guys are watching the double live stream, be sure to tell him I said hi. I'll go back and check out that live stream later. How often do you use your poo bucket? Every time I poo, Shane. Every time I poo. I love my poo bucket. Thank you very much. Love it. Van life, buddy. I in a bucket. I wonder if I could get my car to drift. Absolutely, Amanda. We used to put, actually with a Toyota Echo, we used to put McDonald's food trays under the back wheels, lock up the handbrake, and go drifting around the parking lot. Not recommended, but very fun. If I know anything, I can make anything drift. Learning to skid control. I took high performance driving course in my late teens. Nice! I credit that course to surviving a slide and ice highway in one northern Ontario. Nice, yeah. Skid training can definitely help. There's the phone. Yeah, the phone is definitely still working okay, Alberta and Stella. It's my main phone right now. Currently, my iPad has a cracked screen. I'm scared to touch it right now because it trips out. My laptop is extremely slow, so that really is no help for me. And this phone, my other phone is cracked as well. So this is my main phone that I'm doing everything on right now. I'm really hoping to upgrade into the new year with, like, you know, a new phone with bigger memory and stuff like that. But again, everything will come in time. I do have a lot of things that I want to get done this year. Do a FaceTime with a semi. What is that? What does that mean? Don't do burnout, Bruce. Make those videos less than 40 minutes long. Honestly, I don't mind having the longer videos, and into the algorithm, I see a huge performance increase every time I drop a longer video. A lot of people mention that they don't like the longer videos, but into the analytics, it shows me that if I drop like a half an hour video, even if it's like a half an hour or more, that video gets twice, if not 3 times the watch hours that a short video would. Like, for example, I did a test with that. You know, I dropped a longer video, and then I dropped a shorter video, which was the comedy event. The comedy event video got, like, I think 10% of the views that a normal long video would have got. So it's a lot to do with it being. I just think that the way times are going, long videos are coming back. You know, a lot of people are doing shorter videos, but I don't think that's the way to it. And honestly, for me, on the editing side of things, a longer video is easier for me to edit, if anything, because I can leave more into it. I don't have to go through and cut every single scene out. I could just kind of let play what played and what happened. So yeah. How brutal cold do you think February will be? Did you ever insulate this van? Yeah, absolutely. I did insulate this van, and I don't. We're on Vancouver Island, so I don't think it'll be anywhere cold to what we're used to at minus 40s and 50s in Alberta. I think we'll take it pretty easy here, but we'll see. Sounds like a blast. Thank you. Do you know not every pee is a poo? Not every poo. Shit. Keep rolling up $300. I'm cheap rolling in a $300 truck. I'll see you on the next one. Hey, cheap rolling. Rock and roll, buddy. $300 truck? That's awesome. As many of you know, my white van was $1,000 clunker, man, and I lived in that thing for years. You can make it happen. It makes me appreciate this van that much more, though, I will say that. As for mentioning to Jeffy, I did mention to Matthew that you said Matthew. I've met Vanlife Plus before. Yeah. And Jeffy. But yeah, wish them a happy Merry Christmas for me. Maybe you'll get there for competition of Crazy Horse. Prove me wrong, brother. Glad to hear that it's still working well for you. Absolutely. FaceTime with Semi was the end of the highway. End of my highway. Oh wow. After performance. Nice. I love watching most of your videos. They make me smile. Well, thank you very much. The comedy event was nice, but I get not everyone likes it, and it's not about van life. Yeah, absolutely. But it was just an example. I've done shorter van life videos before, and they literally get 10% of the views that my longer videos get. So it just shows in the analytics what's working for me, and the longer videos seem to always be working. You know, like a 40-minute video really does well for me. In views, in watch hours, everything. Like a lot of people mention they don't have a long attention span, but I beg to differ, because in the videos of the 40-minute videos, you guys are killing it with the watch hours. And I want to thank you guys so much for that, because I really appreciate it. But yeah, that's where YouTube, that's where we get our money, is from the watch hours. And seeing that people are really enjoying my longer videos makes me feel good. So I think I'm just going to continue with that. No doubt there are going to be some shorter videos too, but I never focus on the length of the video. I never focus on the length of the video. It just comes out to whatever it comes out to be when I'm done editing. Some are shorter, some are longer, and that's just the way it is. But it seems the longer ones do seem to really work out for me. Like I say, I think short videos are the way of the past, and long videos are definitely going to be taken over. You can see that in ways of even podcast form. You know, people are dropping 3-hour podcasts, and they're getting views the whole way through. Now, mind you, my channel is not a podcast; it's a van life vlog. But yeah, you know, the long form videos are coming back. I'm telling you. I've seen this for a long time now, and I still stay true to believing in it. I hear shower scenes do really well. I hear shower scenes do really well on YouTube. If you ever see an express cargo with a plastic banana on the driver's side dash, that would be me. Nice. I must have misunderstood. I thought in yesterday's chat you said you were hoping to meet him. He's probably confused right now. Yeah, I've met him a few times. Definitely. Enjoy your Christmas cookout. I made homemade split pea and ham with carrot potatoes. Nice. Was feeling good watching a wholesome van lifers. Thank you. Thank you. And I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. We do sometimes get snow. Merry Christmas. Lauren, how you doing? Merry Christmas. I like longer videos, but some folks say they like short. Depends on folks' schedule, etc. Yeah, absolutely. I know for me, like, if I'm enjoying someone's content, I don't care if the video is 4 hours long. I'll come back and I'll watch that thing 6 times until I get through to the end of it. It's 1, for support, and 2, because I'm interested in that channel. So I feel like if people are interested in my channel in that sense, you know, you want to see what's going to happen next. So the longer videos will definitely keep people for that, for sure. Like, for example, Cletus McFarlane. I watch his channel religiously. If he posts something 30 seconds later, I'm there to watch that video. He's been literally dropping like over hour-long videos, like an hour and a half, almost 2-hour-long videos recently, and they're just killing it. And I'm there to watch every minute of it. You know, mind you, his content is a lot different than my content, but regardless, you know, the long videos are killing you guys. They really are. And I think it's good that they are, you know, because the short attention span thing, it needs to be a thing of the past. Just let that go. You know, so many people just want something, like, they want fireworks in front of their face all the time, just to get that dopamine or whatever it's called. And eventually you just lose interest in a lot of things because you've been so used to seeing fireworks blow up in your face all the time. How are you? Come on. Come in. Yeah, bring PD in, yeah. Pops is gonna join us. I was in Victoria for Christmas. We got 3. When was the last time you opened a gift from under a tree on this day? Years. I haven't done Christmas gifts in over 10 years, I think. Yeah, no Christmas gifts. And I haven't had a tree. I had my Christmas tree on my roof of my van last year or whatever, but yeah, I haven't really had a tree, so I just don't do gifts. I don't like the whole thing of that during Christmas. I prefer to just enjoy spend time with people, you know? Like this fella. This is the first time that me and Dad have spent Christmas together in years. So.
5.
Huh?
5 years.
5 years we haven't spent Christmas together, so. Everyone says, welcome. Playlist can increase watch hours. Absolutely, playlists can increase watch hours, and I've been meaning to get back and update my playlists because I want to do like a van build playlist so that if anybody wants to see how the van was built, they can go through that playlist and kind of skip all of the daily nonsense. But yeah, playlists definitely help for sure. I always reference back to Chrome's playlist. He has a playlist on his channel from like day 1 to now, and that's great because anybody who watches his channel and thinks like, oh, you know, he's just like in a fancy van, blah 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 blah, go watch that playlist. Because if you watch back in the very beginning of Van City Vanlife Chrome's channel, he was in a normal van just like the rest of us, but through time and through hard work and his business mindset, he's able to be driving what he's driving now and looking at buying a Sprinter, I've heard. Congratulations, brother. I prefer it be a Chevy, but you do you. No, bro, I was mentioning Chrome. He was looking at getting the Sprinter at the Mercedes vans. I was like, I prefer it to be a Chevy, but you know, you can do your thing. Please, nobody bring up the accumulation of snow and just let. Yeah, absolutely. We've been getting like rain like crazy here, but no S word. Wish I had known. I've sent you one. There he is. See near that. I'm watching 3 seasons now. Oh, season 3 now. Nice. The binge watch all. Yeah, the binge watch it all. It's such a great. It's crazy what he's been through. And he's been living van life a nice while too, for sure. And I remember watching him when I wasn't even in a van. Chrome's actually one of the reasons that I got my van, because when I seen him start up his channel and started watching his videos, I was living in a motorhome at the time, that 1977 motorhome we did the transmission in. It's like a big 26-foot motorhome. You know, and I'd went from like cars and campers and trailers and all kinds of different stuff to live in. And it never dawned on me for a van, because I'm such a car guy. I associated vans with like soccer moms, and I was like, I don't want to be driving a van. Can't be driving a van looking like a soccer mom and stuff. So I was always like looking for something cool to drive. But cargo vans has a V8. It's rear-wheel drive. It's basically a truck. It's basically a Corvette if you look at it. Yeah, I can look at it for you. He wants off his knees. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the high top is a good reason to go that way for sure. And as long as Chrome's been doing van life as well, you know, it's nice for him to get up off of his knees and get into a high top finally. Many people don't realize this, but I've been living in vehicles for many years. Like I say, I only got my white van when I started watching Chrome's videos and was like, hey, why don't I get a van? So I had been living in vehicles for like many years before even getting into my white van. And then I only started my YouTube channel like, I think 2 or 3 years into living in my white van. So I've been living in vehicles for a long time. I bet Chrome bought it for his Christmas gift to himself. Yeah, I bet so. It's a heck of a Christmas gift. We will see. Chrome could surprise us. This is very true. Chrome is definitely known for surprising us and keeping us on our toes. Foresty Forest, heck yeah. I love that channel. I'm looking for a 16-foot box fan. That'd be sweet. I can't stop him, Marco. And you don't want to stop him. You do his finances. We are getting 4 inches of snow. Is that a lot, ladies? We don't want to hear of snow, Shane. We're not going to get any here. Seeing your dad on that crazy wobbling bridge, I got nervous too. Yeah, he wasn't sure how to take that at first. My back couldn't do the bending. Yeah, it's a lot of bending. I'm older than you. Vans were always cool. Remember the starlights in the velvet? Yeah, like hot rod vans, I always thought were cool. But you never really see anybody living like full time in a hot rod van. They were always like camper vans, as most people use them for. I'm working towards trying to build and live in one of those hot rod vans. That'd be sweet. Muncie Music Escape 17. Hello, Bruce, and all. Merry Christmas, blessings from North Carolina. Well, Merry Christmas to you as well. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day down in North Carolina. That's why I don't subscribe no more, haha. Thumbs up. Mr. Blur's same thing. Never liked a video in his life. Heck yeah. Although I appreciate the likes, you know, but it's what it is. I'm also similar to that as well. Like, realistically, I don't watch or subscribe to a channel unless it really interests me. Like, and I'm a big hot rod guy, so Chrome's like the only van lifer that I like watch. You know what I mean? Other than that, it's not really any other van lifers. I do watch Foresty Forest when he goes on some pretty cool hikes and stuff. But for the most part, it's all hot rod channels, you know, like Boosted Boys, Vice Group Garage, Cletus McFarland, let's see, what's the other ones, like comedy channels, like I watch a lot of Theo Vaughn, Bill Burr, you know, stuff like that. Van life stuff really doesn't interest me for watching videos wise, because I live in a van, you know, I live the van life, I am living that life. So to watch somebody else living in a van it's cool, but you really have to do a great video for me to keep interest in it, in a sense. And I believe Chrome's always done that. You know, he's always found a way to just, dude, he could be going for a coffee that day, that's all he's doing, and he'll find a way to make that video pop. It's great. They weren't hot rod vans. They were pickup motels. Outback, Ontario. He's done the paperwork. I hope you do build a hot rod van and be the first to do it. That'd be sweet, yeah. Thank you, Ben, for dropping that link. I greatly appreciate that. We call it a shaggin' wagon. Heck yeah, vans only, baby. That's why I felt like the plate just fit the van so well, because like when this van becomes that hot rod van, that license plate's gonna make way more sense and it's gonna be hilarious. There's a new guy on YouTube building out a old FedEx box truck. Gotta love building out times. Yeah, absolutely. The community just gets bigger. Yep. Hola, Bruce. Feliz Navidad. How you doing? Merry Christmas. Rocio. I'm watching a lot of Japanese. Watching a lot of Japanese drama. Yeah, we all have different interests for sure, you know, and mine's definitely all over the place. But for the most part, it always comes back to race cars, you know. Pole Barn Garage, Junkyard Digs. I haven't heard of those ones, actually. Bobtail Trucker, welcome to the stream and Merry Christmas to you. I hope you're having a great day. Debo's Garage. No, I never heard of that one either. Have you ever watched Robbie Layton's Auto Body? I have watched him a little bit, yeah. Yeah. Alberta and Stella, I would love to put a small mailbox in front of your van. I have a small mailbox. Robbie Layton, Trailmater, Colton builds, too many to keep up with. Yeah, absolutely. There's so many great channels on YouTube right now. Sea Boys is another one I watch every now and then. They're pretty wild. The mailbox is so cute. Thank you, Amanda. Fun Mike CA. Merry Christmas to you and your crew. Well, thank you, and Merry Christmas to you too, Mike. Have you been watching anything that is brainless? LOL, pain makes me fun. Watch funny things. So if you want to watch something that's like painfully, brainlessly funny, I love going to Theo Vaughn, because like if you just watch his even solo podcasts, he'll take you on a trip that you didn't even need to go on, and when you get back, you still don't know where you went. You know what I mean? You don't know where you've been. So yeah, go check out Theo Vaughn. He's a comedian, and he's just great. Cars and Cameras? I do watch Cars and Cameras. Heck yeah. The vans are rocking, don't come a knocking. Vamping with Steve? No. Oh, Camping with Steve, yeah. I have watched him a bit. Burr, what the hell? Be right back. You misread that. I love that you have... Oh, you love that I have a mailbox. It makes your van unique. Well, thank you. It definitely catches eyes a lot more than I thought it would. But when people walk past the van, I often see people kind of giggle and look at it, and there's a mailbox on there. I love that it brightens people's day. I also watch a lot of paranormal channels. Can't do too much of the paranormal stuff. I mean, it's cool, but I can't do too much of it. I'm just in the dark too much, you know. I have my own kind of thoughts when I'm in stuff like that. I don't need to be thinking about a ghost dragging me across the pond, you know. Well, I'm off to get the rest of dinner ready. Hey, thanks for joining us, Amanda. Greatly appreciate you. And Merry Christmas. I hope you guys are all having a great day down there. There are 2 Russian channels I tend to watch. Goon Squad are giving away a McLaren for merch purchase. See, that's crazy, yeah. That'd be cool. I don't know, though. A McLaren... Boosted Boys just gave away a boosted Honda Civic. I'd much rather get that than the McLaren, to be honest with you. Just saying. Just the type of person I am. McLaren would definitely stand out for a certain type of person, for sure. But it's crazy that they can give a McLaren away for merch. That's wild. You know, here I am trying to just start up selling stickers into the new year, and there's guys out there that are literally selling McLarens from the merch. So that's crazy to see, you know, the range of places where, you know, we can take this. I'd love it. Man, can you imagine, like, one day being like, okay, we're giving away a fully built-out van. Buy some stickers, buy some hats, buy some shirts. You could win a fully built-out van for Vanlife. That's what I'm talking about, you know. That's where I'd love to take this channel. Totally change someone's world. Someone that's either been dying to start van life for years and haven't been able to, or even someone who's living van life in a less than desirable van, like you guys have seen me with my white van, and be able to totally change their world with a whole new van build kit. You know, that'd be great. And there's so many people we can work with on that. I prefer Honda. Honda is, yeah, hey man, there's nothing wrong with Honda. Can't kill him. It takes 2 of Cleet's trucks It takes one of Cleet's trucks in that. Yeah. Yeah, Cletus gave away 2 F-150s. One with a supercharger and one with a turbo. The possibilities are endless, people. The possibilities are endless. And this year I'm hoping to start the process towards something like that, you know. It all starts with the first sticker sales. That's where it starts. From there, who knows where we can go, you know. I'm going out for Chinese food by myself. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Chinese food sounds delicious, actually. Hell yeah, I would buy. Don't forget that free pizza. Oh yeah. Ben, did we ever look into that free pizza stuff going on? You should have raffled off your last van. Trust me, John. And nobody wanted that. I've even thought about putting it up for sale. But I just didn't have it in me to sell that thing to somebody and let them take on the burdens of that disaster. You know, the van was not true and straight. The chassis was twisted, something in the suspension was wrong. I don't know what it was, but that thing was not safe to drive, and it just kept falling apart. So yeah, it wouldn't have been right to give that thing away, you know. I would just be giving someone some problems, realistically, and that's not what I want to do, for sure. I would have rathered take that van to the Derby, because that's what it really deserved. But yeah. And sponsors, yeah. It best to build out minivans to start. It's the easiest way to get people into. Yeah, absolutely, but there's a lot of people that can't live in a minivan as well. You know, a minivan would have to go to a very specific person who is minimalistic. For the most people, even if you're talking about staying in a van, people, if they see a low-top van, they're not going to take it. So it would be a whole thing to make sure you get something that's kind of friendly to everybody, in a sense. Hey, if it was up to me, I'd have every vehicle small. I often say this van is sometimes too big for me still. I'm not a Ford person either, yeah, exactly. So then there's differences too, right? If you're not a Ford person and you're a Chevy person, then you might not want a Ford Econoline van, even if you won one. You might end up selling it or something like that. So there's a lot of stipulations on that. But yeah, just an example of like a McLaren, you know. There's a lot of people that I'm sure would apply for that chance to win a McLaren, but there's also people who wouldn't, so. McLaren does well in F1. Do you watch F1 in Canada? I don't hear any Vanlifer about it, even in the Grand. Yeah, I do watch the F1 and the Grand Prix and all of that stuff here and there, but I'm not big into it. It's kind of like the supercar thing, you know. I'm not into Lamborghinis or Ferraris either. I'm more of like a drag race, derby car, stock car racing, drifting type of person. Like, you know, yeah, and that's on any kind of, you know, automotive thing. Even with drag racing, I like drag racing to the point where it's still a car. When it gets into the pro mod stuff, I like it, but it's not something I would ever really want to. I love door cars, like metal bodied cars, like actual street cars. That's what I love, you know. So yeah. I asked Santa for a brand new wife. He left a letter stating he couldn't find a woman willing to be tied in a bow and stuffed in a peg and dropped down a chimney. Go figure. Dang it, hey, they don't make them like they used to. It was a death trap. I can imagine completely, Bruce. Keep it up. Thank you, Kevin. There's always a buyer. Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, can you imagine gifting someone with a McLaren and then finding out a month later that they sold it? It's like, why did I even give away a McLaren? I could have just gave away $100,000 or whatever one of those things cost, you know. So, yeah, it's like giving someone a Christmas gift and then having them return it the next day. It's like, I could have just gave you a gift card, realistically, you know. And I've seen that a number of times too. Like, other YouTube channels will give away a vehicle, and then like 2 weeks later that vehicle's up for sale, and there's a YouTube video about it, and they're trying to promote it to sell it for more than blah blah blah. I would prefer to just, you know, make sure that it's going to someone who's going to use it. Like with Cletus, the way he did his recent one, you know, he gave away 2 F-150s. One was turboed, one was supercharged. Some people like supercharger, some people like turbos, and in the end, he gave the option to the first winner, which was pretty cool. That's a genius idea, honestly. Cheaper review. I used to have a Patreon, and I deleted my Patreon. And honestly, I loved my Patreon group. Like, all of the people over there were amazing. They actually helped me get this van that I'm sitting in right now. That's how, like, my Patreon crew was unlike any other. We had a live chat going. It was amazing, the group that I had over there, and I really missed that, honestly. But the Patreon app is just such a POS, you know what I'm saying? That it just wasn't. It was so much more of a headache to try and do anything on Patreon than what it should have been. So in the end, I just ended up opening the YouTube memberships, and then I'm trying to recreate that trying to recreate Patreon on YouTube membership slowly as time goes. I'm thinking even of holding a members only live stream in the future, just for us to sit and talk, you know. Just get all the members together and say hi and just thank them for being a member and for helping support the channel in that way, you know. But yeah, members, keep an eye out for that. Elon has to buy YouTube first. YouTube greedy. Yeah, YouTube, oh man, tell me about it. YouTube took like, was it $250 in taxes out of me the last time? Yeah, so it's not all what it's cracked up to be. But with a little bit of hard work and determination and never giving up, you know, I believe that I can make this YouTube channel into something that can not only allow me to live a life that I would like to live and share that with all of you guys, but I feel like we can change a lot of people's world also, you know. Whether that's with something simple like getting them a boost or installing a diesel heater for free or whatever it takes, you know. If we can just make someone's day a little better, that makes my day, you know. Shuttles and short buses. Yeah, that would be sweet. Hey, no hate on the Starlink man, okay? Listen there, you might cut me off. If I would win a new car in the lottery, I would bring it back the same day. Yeah, exactly, Marco. You know, and me too. Like, if I was gifted like a 2025 Chevy Cruze or whatever, I'd end up giving it back and trying to get the money for it because I just don't like the car, you know. And you know, I'm not a money person either, but I mean, I'd just go buy a car that I'm more interested in, which would probably have rust, which would probably have transmission issues, which would probably make a lot of horsepower and make smiles. But that's the main thing, you know. Giving away a practical vehicle would be more appreciated than some lavish vehicle that would just be nothing but a money pit. Exactly, yeah. You know, and that's why I just like sent my white van to the scrapyard. It wasn't worth putting that problem on somebody else. Pops, he went for a little walk with Petey. I'm sure they'll be back soon. Petey's not feeling very good today for Christmas. Got a little cough or something on him, so we're just letting him rest and taking him out for breaks when he needs it. Flashy crab is just eye candy. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, realistically, like, a Ferrari is still a car. Like, a lot of people don't realize that until they get in one and they drive one and they're like, oh wait, this thing clunks like my Toyota Corolla in certain spots. Guess what? It's still a car. It's made of all the same things, basically. It's just better quality, but I mean, realistically, it's still a car, you know? For me, it matters if it works and it runs and drives. That's why I've always believed in Chevy, small block Chevys in particular, because as long as they got oil and fuel, listen, they don't even need anything else. There could be a rod hanging at the side of a block and that engine's still gonna blah, 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 blah. It's gonna keep trying at least. Those things gonna run on dirt. And easy to repair too, you know, very easy. Affordably easy too, which makes a big difference. It's not like, you know, if you were to get a Mercedes van, you need a headlight bulb, next thing you know, it's $800 for a friggin' headlight or something like that. Whereas on this thing, I could probably get it from a gas station because they're so generic that they're everywhere. So, yeah. Dream kids, dream death traps, nothing for frugal people. Most of those big giveaways have a cash option. Yeah, exactly. I think that's the better way to do it for sure. Because, I mean, there are going to be a lot of people that are, I don't want this because of that, and same as myself. Like, I wouldn't want a newer car. So, having that option is smart, I think. I have a Chevy Cruze. It's dead in my parking lot in my apartment complex. That sucks. And see, like, I'm a Chevy guy, true and true. I believe, like, Chevy is the best thing ever created. You know? But they even have their flaws. Like, the 96 transmissions, 4L60E, garbage. Absolute dog crap garbage. The modern Chevys, I wouldn't trust them as far as I could throw them. But they did do a lot of things right, like the Turbo 400 and the small block Chevy. As long as you can get those two, heck, put a Ford rear end behind it, you got an ultimate vehicle. So, Merry Christmas, Rachel. How are you doing? Some grasses can get stuck in the nose of animals, causing cough. I'm gonna check that actually, because he has like a dry cough kind of thing. Redneck, Escape It, DIY Plus, Hi Bruce, Merry Christmas, Nana and Papa and Dildo, Newfoundland, all the best to everyone. We love watching someone from home. We enjoy your videos. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Greatly appreciate that. Merry Christmas to you. Better quality, so not so sure about that, but changing an oil filter will make you take out a mortgage. Yeah, exactly. You know, it's little things like that it's just be ridiculous. Like, can you imagine what a front quarter panel probably costs on a Mercedes van? I wouldn't want to know. And then the labor to put that thing in, where you're gonna get Mercedes mechanics to put it in. Scary. Yeah. The Cruze engine was crap. A vehicle with a 3.8 V6 were... Yeah, the 3.8s were okay too. The one in the Blazer was pretty okay. It did lack power, but it always kept going for the most part. And the 3.8 liter V6 is also what they used in the Buick Grand Nationals back in the day as well. Threw a turbo on that thing, and it was just like unlike anything they've seen. Beautiful. For spear grass seeds, Bruce, it could cost us $25,000 to get Stella fixed after she got one in her foot. Yeah, actually, PD had something in his foot the other day. We had to pick it up for him. He's doing fine from that right now, but he still seems to have a little cough. It just moved up into her throat and nearly strangled her jugular. Wow. I forgot one in her foot. It moved up into her throat and nearly... Wow. I'll keep that in mind, Alberta and Stella, for sure. I'll definitely let them know. I have a Sprinter in Europe. That's about the best you can get for an older van. Yeah. Yeah, in that sense, on that side of the world, you're kind of stuck to the Sprinters, I guess. 3 surgery. Yeah, vets can be crazy, man. Vets can be crazy. Can you film yourself racing with other van lifers? Heck yeah, I can, and I do. I race Mark the Paint Guy. Me and Mr. Blur race pretty often, here and there. Yeah. One of these days, when my van's running good enough, I'm coming for you, Mr. Chrome. In your old van, not a Sprinter, you know what I mean? Calm down. Or the diesel, I don't want that one either. Just normal vans. Still gotta kick my butt, but you know what I mean? Gotta try. Blazer was a 2.8 and or the 4.3. You're right, not the 4. Or not the 3.8. 3.8 with a front wheel drive engine. Yep. Came in like the Graham Hams and stuff. Ugh. They all sound the same. I just mentioned the McLaren, also a Ford F550, and a specialized trailer with along with 40 grand. Wow, that's a huge giveaway for sure. It's very unfortunate, but that I could see that combo not going to a subscriber and more going to someone who's looking for something like that. You know, that's a lot. A McLaren, a Ford F550, and 40 grand. But you're gonna need 40 grand just to maintain that. Dodge ProMaster is rebadged Fiat. Yeah, Dodge ProMasters are horrible as well. Man, they have like a freaking 100,000 kilometer range and then everything breaks. So yeah, anything new is just stay away from it, honestly, in my opinion. Bruce, you mentioned a Cutlass in your past. I had a 442 with hallucinogenic paint or holographic paint. I missed that car, but also missed my 67 Camaro RS. Drove to Cali in my late teens. Dang, my car hissed. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, I've owned a lot of cars in my time, I'll tell you that. I think Mr. Blur is at like 5 cars or something, and he's 40. I've probably owned over 40 vehicles, easily. Easily, and that's, yeah, easily. At one point, I had 5 vehicles, and a 30-foot trailer, and a truck camper, all at one time. So, yeah, I've had my fair share of vehicles. And the Cutlass was one of them. I had an 84 Cutlass Supreme, and I had an 84 Delta 88. I like Oldsmobile. Anything GM, you know? The story of my life is sad. The story of my life is that sad or good. Shh, don't talk so loud. Mine is listening. Yeah, Buick Century, the Regals. Oh, man. I was actually talking to a guy one time who was in the meetings during when Oldsmobile was removing the rear-wheel drive platform and going to the front-wheel drive platform. And that guy actually ended up, I think, quitting throughout that year because of the changes that were made. He seen where things were going, and then, yeah, very unfortunate. But my Delta 88 was like the last year that they made a rear-wheel drive platform. Pretty cool. Hallucinogenic paint. Someone got that. This mushroom paint, man. I don't know much, just a little bit of nothing. Hey, I'm full of useless facts sometimes too about stuff that really doesn't help my day, but they're just stuck in my brain, and I love it in a sense, you know. Like cruise control. Cruise control was originally invented with the use of vacuum by a blind man, and that's a cool fun fact. Chevrolet was came from a French race car driver, Louis Chevrolet, way back in the day, who GM hired to be the race version of GM products, turning it into Chevrolet. How fast have you gone in a vehicle? Myself got it almost 200 kilometers an hour in my 76 Cornet. That would have been a fun ride. 200 kilometers an hour in a Cornet. Hee-yoo! That sounds like fun. It was shaking to all hell, I bet. Heck yeah. The fastest I've gone in a vehicle myself, I think, is like 230. It was a 6-speed Nissan Maxima V6. Thing rocked, man. Rocked. Put it up against my friend's WRX STI, the older version, and then my other friend's Honda Civic. He had like 10 grand into the thing, and I had a $1,000 Nissan Maxima with a V6 and a 6-speed, and I took the top end trophy that day. They were obviously faster off the line and stuff like that than me, but top end, buddy, I had that 6-speed. You let that V6 sing, he was getting it. They're also sold Peugeot boxers and oh nice. Very confusing. I have to go, Bruce. Sorry to wrap my husband's ankle. Oh, okay. Thanks for joining, Alberta, Stella. I think we're gonna wrap things up here as well and start getting on to the barbecue. I'll take you guys real quick one more time just to show you guys the setup right quick, because I don't know, I'm feeling pretty proud of our setup here. It's like we got a little tarp city going on. Have a great night, Stella. But yeah, I hope you guys are all having a great Christmas, man. You know, it's something else, I tell you. I do miss all those old cars, and now ride in an F350. It's no race car, but I challenge any of those. Oh, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt about that at Borealis Nights. There's something to be said about modern technology being faster. There's no doubt about that. Like if you take for example, everyone knows it, the 1969 Camaro, and you put it up against a 2024 Camaro, chances are that 2024 Camaro is gonna blow the doors off of an old school one. But the guy driving that old school one is not going to care, because he's going to be laughing so hard and enjoying his time so much. He's not going to care if he's winning or losing, because he's driving that car, and in life, he's winning. That's all I got to say with that. But yeah, I feel you. Definitely. The newer cars are definitely a lot faster. We just need more tarps, Ben says. Yeah, we definitely need more tarps. We were joking about like a 100 by 100 or a 50 by 50 tarp. Yeah, we could tarp off a baseball field. Nice choice of a moving blanket for the blackout curtain. Yeah, this actually came from Outland Harry. I never pull my curtain across when I'm sleeping. I usually always keep it open. Anybody who knows me and has walked past my van at 3 o'clock in the morning, you probably see me back here with the lights on, passed out. It's just how it is. I do not care if you see me in my van, in a sense. But yeah, it's nice sometimes, like if you're in a public spot, to be able to pull your curtain across and just have that bit of privacy for a bit. But yeah. I do, no, I mean, I'll go head on in a game of chicken. Yeah, that way, I don't know though. Those older cars were made of steel, man. Those older cars were made of steel. I remember my Delta 88 had a push bumper, like a spring bumper. And my dad came back one day and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I hit the pole leaving the gas station or whatnot." I went out and it was just bent in a little bit, and I give it a kick and it just springs back out. I'm like, that's how it should be made back in, you know what I mean? That's the way things should be made. Here's Mr. Blur. Mindful Forest, how you doing? I'm not sure if I got through to you. I went through my contact list or whatever, and I texted everybody that I can see on there a Merry Christmas. So if you didn't get a text from me and you have my number, chances are it's because I'm out of cell phone service. Everyone who has an iPhone got my iMessage, but everyone who has a not iPhone, then you wouldn't have been able to get my message because I don't have service, cell phone service. But I do have Starlink service, so we got Wi-Fi out here. But yeah, I believe I sent you a message as well. You'll probably get it when I drive back into town. Hat, lights on. I know, we need to... If I turn off the light, then we can see the hat a lot more, you know? I even got lights right here. Alright. Oh, Merry Christmas! My engine alone weighs more than those old steel vehicles. Oh, you got a diesel then. Merry Christmas. Hey, Merry Christmas, Aaron. How you doing, buddy? Hats on. Oh, yeah, okay, I already read that. I didn't get my message. Oh. Did I miss a message, Ben? Heading to my neighborhood for a dinner. Dang it. I wished you Merry Christmas, Ben. Ben's like, I didn't get my message. It took me a second to catch on to that. Better light isn't blinding us. If you, yeah, I can see fine. It actually helps me with reading the screen a lot better, actually. So, yeah. But where it is getting dark, we're probably gonna get on starting that barbecue here soon. So, and we've been running. We've been running the the live stream for an hour and a half right now. So. Yeah.
Oh, you're on live stream.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Hello, live stream.
That's your Christmas gift. Whoever caught it. Whoever didn't.
Oh.
Yeah. Merry Christmas. It's
Hello.
It's the only one you get.
It's like getting caught naked.
My door wasn't closed.
Yeah.
I was taking a poop.
Excuse me.
We're getting ready to start that barbecue here soon.
Okay.
Do some steaks.
Nice. I've had one marinated for 2 days.
Did you? Rock and roll. So yeah, we're gonna get on cooking up some steaks.
Actually, I got nothing for Christmas from all these people.
They sent you love.
No, I don't like that.
Okay. Street meat.
Street meat.
Oh my god. So funny. But yeah, I think we're gonna wrap the live stream up here in a few minutes. Hey, Merry Christmas, Megan Frank. Merry Christmas to you. Uh-oh. A few people caught on. Get free tarps from the building supply. They were from covering wood in... Oh, nice. That's a good idea. Roadkill buffet. Yum. He's still there. But yeah, you guys, I think I'm going to end the live stream off here. Thank you guys all so much for joining. You know, sitting here on Christmas next to a lake with all of you guys, it really makes the day that much better. And I'd like to thank you guys all so much for all your support through this year and for the new years to come. And I'm really looking, like I said, to push a lot more content and a lot better content coming into this new year. And a lot of good changes coming to my life. You know, I want to start getting in shape and changing a lot of things about my life to make myself feel better. You know, it's gonna take a lot of time and effort, but we can make it happen.
I mean,
hey,
you're real good.
Wait, let's do. I wanna do that. We'll end off on me. Is the water still there? Wait, man. I need to wash my hair. Here, you hold this, Ben. I'm going in for a shower. Hi, people.
Going in for a Christmas shower to do something with this hair, you know. And our tarp actually came designed with a water trap system so we can shower. Watch. Woo! Woo! Oh, yeah! Jammy! Well, yeah. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year, and we'll see you guys on the next one. And remember, never give up on living life, because life is the most precious thing we have, and water is cold when it comes from the sky. Merry Christmas, everybody.